Konnichiwa, watashi no namae wa Gigi-chan.
Watashi no name wa Michael-kun.
And now we're in Japan and we're gonna tell you 10 very weird and strange things about Japan that you probably haven't heard before.
Yes, because we're Dodo Explorers and we travel Japan for you, and we can tell you from our experience what is weird and what is not.
So, roll the video.
Number 1 on our list are vertical parking lots. Yes, you heard that right. In Japan, the parking lots are not like spread out, but they are more going up, vertical, up in the sky, in very tall and thin buildings. You drive with your car on a small disc on the ground in front of the parking lot. The car gets spun around, you can enter the parking lot, and then the revolving magic happens. The cars go like this, wham, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, and till they reach their designated spot all the way to the top. When you wanna get your car back, you just come there, present the ticket, press the button, and brum, bada boom, 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 backwards, and the car is ready so that you can drive with it outside on the circle and then out of the parking lot. Very interesting. And in case you park like an idiot outside, this can happen to you. The guy would come and pick your car up and he will drive you to the impound, and there you have to pay a lot of money to pick your car up. So yeah, interesting. Japan, very nice. You came with a solution to the space of the parking lot. Build it vertical, and this way you have more space to build other things around your parking lot. Cool. Number 2 on our list, and this is a weird one. Japanese people are obsessed with a lot of things, including maids for some reason. They love it when the girls get dressed nicely in a maid uniform, and you go inside the cafe and the girl comes to you and says, "Hello master, what can I do for you, master?" To me it's a bit of a weird thing, but then again, this is what they like, so I don't know what to say about that. Considering the fact that we don't have something like this in my country, maybe that's why I kind of find it weird, but then again, to each his own. Even in broad daylight, the maids are parading down the street. They are sitting sometimes in a corner, trying to give you a leaflet and trying to convince you to come to their cafes, which is in one of these buildings, like this, usually on the top floor, because, again, reasons. So if you're ever in Japan, you might encounter a maid on the street. You might encounter 2 maids on the street. You might think it's weird, but then again, rest assured that they are working in a cafe. It's a nice environment for them. They are protected. Usually they don't like being filmed, so on rare occasions, if you want to point the camera to them, they will try to shyly look away. Some wear cat ears, some wear bunny ears, some wear a different kind of theme. So you have different types for different people.
And we're here in Osaka to talk to you about the 3rd weird point here in Japan, which is the fruit and the veggies, which are incredibly expensive. If you're trying to go to the market, you're a vegetarian, you might find some fruit and veggies in your food, but if you want to buy them fresh, they're incredibly expensive. People, they appreciate their local products very, very much. They refuse to get the products from an external source, to import them, because they might get afraid their health might get impacted, the quality might not be that good. That's why they prefer their own local products, and that's why they keep the farmers in high regard. And the products, they need to look perfect. That's why the farmers, they take great pride and great responsibility in creating the best fresh products for their very specific kind of customers. The production cost is the same, but for the very perfect kind of an item to be put on the display in the market, this makes the product so expensive.
And number 4 on our list, there are no trash cans here in Japan. Wherever you might go around the street, you cannot find a trash can whatsoever. Why? We have no idea. Literally, we've been coming from Kyoto all the way to Hiroshima to look for a trash can.
Just 400 kilometers with this thing on, with the freaking box of noodles.
There's no freaking trash can in this country. Why? Why? Explain to me why. Why is it so hard to find a trash can?
You're supposed to bring the trash, I think, back home.
Literally, this is the only place I could find a trash can. Over here. God knows, in the middle of nowhere. Literally. And just around the corner. There. 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 Why Japan? Why? Normally in Europe there are a lot of trash cans and a lot of like small bins where you can throw your trash, but here in Japan, apparently not. So, very strange. Behind me, you have a baseball themed bar. And this brings me to my number 5 of the weirdest things in Japan. People here have an obsession over baseball as well. This is the biggest country outside of the US where baseball is popular. They even have a league of their own. The Americans, they call it Japanese baseball, even though technically it's the same baseball as the people in America they play it. We've been to the Hiroshima Carp game. We had so much fun and we enjoyed it so much. And there's a lot of memorabilia that you can buy with baseball, from hats to pins to balls to jerseys to everything you can imagine. Everything is baseball themed, including food in the supermarket is themed with baseballs. And also the weirdest thing of them all, the manhole covers in Hiroshima, they feature the Hiroshima Carps. So this baseball obsession is pretty interesting from a country which is like far in the east. This is a good obsession. I like it. I approve.
So as you can see behind me, there's an older couple feeding the cats, and this brings me to number 6 on our list. There is this cat obsession everywhere. Japanese people are obsessed with cats, and this also can be seen through their mangas. In case you didn't know, one of the weird things about the Japanese mangas or the animes is that the characters, they don't look like the Western people. If you look closely from the profile, every character in a manga or anime, they have big eyes, pointy noses, and very, very small chins. They have incredibly cute faces. All these features, they are taken from cats. Also, we've been on a cat street, which confirms you this obsession over cats. The street was called the Cat Alley, or the Cat Street, in the town of Onomichi. And we made a video dedicated for that. You can see it somewhere around here on the screen. It's nighttime, so time for number 7. The internet cafes here in Japan. Very weird. Here in Japan, the internet cafes provide you not only with surfing possibilities and like browsing the internet and mangas and reading in a small library, but they also provide you a very interesting accommodation option. So if you want to go more into detail, we made a video which is gonna be somewhere here on the link. So you're gonna have beds or some sort of mattresses, you're gonna have chairs and gaming consoles, you're gonna have showers, eating places, washing machines, laundromats. Everything is super accessible, and it's one of the tips to visit Japan here. It's very weird compared to our country, or very strange, because in my country, internet cafes are just for browsing and that's it. A chair next to other people and that's it. You just sit there and browse the internet. But here you can actually sleep, meet friends, browse it, like do whatever you want to do, because the rooms are also soundproof. So next time you're coming to one of these, remember that you can also sleep overnight.
And number 8 on our list, as you can see from the backdrop that I have, Japanese people, they love gambling. Be it pachinko, or slot machines, or claw machines, or shooting galleries where you shoot your products with a cork gun, or whatever kind of a risk and reward kind of a situation, the Japanese people will love it. You will see them flocking and queuing up to win the latest toy in a claw machine, or stay for hours and hours into a pachinko gallery trying to play the slot machine, wishing for the high prize. It's a risk and reward type situation. You don't risk, you don't get the Pikachu that you always wanted. In my case, I tried gambling at the claw machine. Wasn't that much so successful. I lost 1,000 yen. But then again, I got lucky in the end, and I finally, at least I found some sausages, which I was lucky enough to win from this nice looking machine.
Yay! Nice.
Sausages! Okay.
Let's go.
Sausages.
Good job.
In the end, what can I say? No risk, no reward. If you want to gamble with your money, come to Japan. There's a ton of opportunities to lose your money in one of these places, or these places, or the other ones around us.
Also, back in the day, the Osaka Tower used to be lit up, but apparently now they're conserving energy.
Yeah, well, at least the area around you is nicely lit up and you can have a nice backdrop.
Very bright, yeah. And number 9 on our list. You might believe it or not, but the trains here in Japan do have delays. It's quite a weird fact, considering that all the trains here in Japan arrive specifically on the dot, sometimes it happens. There's a weird situation that the trains have delays. And that's when there are a lot of people in the wagons. They're trying to come in, and people are being pushed inside actually to reach their destination in time. So there's a lot of people, there's a lot of standing, like feeling like sardines in a can. It's not often happening, and when it's happening, the conductor comes and apologizes for the delay. So far, it only happened to us once, but this is weird enough for Japan.
And point number 10 on our list, we are now in the airport, and this is the most weirdest airport that we've been so far because
we're on an island.
Yes, you heard that right. The Japanese people, they managed the impossible and they built a freaking airport on an island. Because it's Japan, and because they can, and because they could, and because they did. And coming here over the bridge, which you can see over there in the distance, when you're on the train you see only the sea, and you're going towards the sea, and it's like the bridge is not finishing anymore, and all of a sudden you see, oh look, there's an airport, there are airplanes flying off from there.
The airport is very minimalist. It's not very complicated, but it has a very simple design. And I think that's because it's on an island and so many airlines are flying from here. But make sure to pack lightly, because the people here are really taking into consideration all the traffic regulations and all the baggage sizes and all the everything. So
and all the liquids and all the drinking stuff and everything.
Yeah.
So be careful. The Japanese are very thorough when you're packing.
Even when you're departing from the country.
Yes. Oh man, speaking of departing, we have to depart because our plane is almost leaving. I don't want to go. I don't really want to go. I mean, even though Japan is a bit on the quirky side, it's one of the best countries that we visited so far, and definitely on the top favorite of mine.
Indeed, it is. We're gonna be back. We love you, Japan. But for the big surprise, you're gonna see our next destination on the airplane here on an island.
So let's see if we can guess where we are going. That being said, time to go.
Subscribe, share, like, share this with your friends, and let us know what you think in the comments.
See you. Bye bye.